Hey, what it is, well, I got a great segment for y'all. Want to talk about, as you all know, Arkansas Harding Academy defeated the Rivercrest Colts in the 4A state championship game, in which it was a hell of a game. Uh, it was a really, really good game, and a lot of people, were sending me messages. As y'all know, I've been a little sick, but in the end, this right here was a hell of a state championship game. This right here was between two teams that went head to head. Rivercrest ended up losing the game 43-35. And I feel that if Rivercrest got off to the right start, how they wanted to get off, then they win this game. Now, the one thing I will say about Rivercrest and the Rivercrest team, when they came out, I think they came out with a mindset of they wanted to play Hardin Academy type of football, meaning they wanted to come out and actually throw the ball instead of running Kobe Turner, running their running backs how they normally run it, and too off the time. And I think that honestly, that what pretty much ultimately decided this game, if you think about it. Because if they come out and they play how they normally play, which is run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, or whatever every now and then I think that they pretty much can contain the tempo how how Hardin Academy eight teams to do. And that is exactly what Malvern did to them when they defeated them in the state championship game. Malvern pretty much threw the ball when they needed to, but they pretty much ran Dupree, and they pretty much ran him at will. That's the reason why he ran for over 200 yards against them. And when they allowed Kobe Turner to run the ball, what did he do? He dominated the game. He had almost 200 yards against his Hardin Academy team. So I honestly feel like if Hardin Academy, if Rivercrest came out the way they wanted to come out, which was run the ball, then they pretty much would have been closer in this game. And I'm saying closer, meaning they would have won this game. The game was 43-35, but the game was pretty much out of reach the whole entire game. They was down by three, four touchdowns the whole game. And once they got to getting turnovers and then they continued to, run the ball, that's when everything started working for this Rivercrest team. Now, this Rivercrest team was a really, really good team. They're a very good defensive team. For Hardin Academy with Owen Miller, he pretty much dominated like he's been doing all season. Wyatt dominated on the defensive side. Every time I looked around, they was calling his name. But Owen Miller pretty much came back better than he was his his sophomore year. He was better. And how was he better? He would run the ball. That's the one thing that he would do. His sophomore year, he pretty much dominated in the passing game. This year, he had over 800 yards rushing, so you have to be more than one dimension. That's the one thing that a lot of quarterbacks have to get. They have to get better at, when the read is not there, instead of forcing the ball, then you run the ball. And that's exactly what Owen Miller did, and that right there what made Hardin Academy so difficult to defeat. Rivercrest, they're losing a lot of seniors. I don't expect them to be back here next season, but I expect this team to be good. Even though Hardin Academy is moving up to 5A, I think that's a good place for them. Moving up to face against a Little Rock Park Group team, I think that's going to be a collision course next season with them and Little Rock them and Little Rock Park Group. That's going to be a collision course for this in 5A next season. I think that these two teams right here is going to be basically on a collision course the entire season until they finally meet either in the state championship game or somewhere in the playoffs. And for Rivercrest, they're going to stay there in 4A, where they're actually moving down to 3A. I'm going to give you all my picks on who I think is going to be too early, who's going to win 4A. I think it's going to be the Warren Lumberjacks. I think that the Warren Lumberjacks are primed to go all the way next season. In 4A, this is one of the teams that's loaded again next season. They're going to have that quarterback coming back. They're going to have Antonio Jordan coming back. They're going to have Ingram coming back. They have a lot of players that's coming back next season. So I expect them to be up there towards the top when you talk about top teams in 4A. In 5A, like I said, it's going to be most likely Hardin Academy or Little Rock Park Group. 6A, it's going to be Greenwood again. Okay? And in 7A, it's going to be a plethora of teams. Bryant, Fayetteville, Conway, these teams right here. So we're going to have a great season next season. But like I said, Hardin Academy defeats number 2 Rivercrest 43-35 to win the 4A state championship. and they have won the championship in which they lost last season to Malvern, but they ended up getting their revenge and they won their state championship this season. Hey man, thank y'all again for listening to another great segment of the Real Untouchable Podcast with me, Ray Gibbs. Hey y'all, and it's so good to be back. Make sure y'all get the like button, subscribe button, and also the share button. All right. And if you got any feedback, make sure y'all give me your feedback on this segment. All right. So thank you, and y'all have a great day, y'all. Peace.